And then my two mates in the main event, Ilya versus Justin. Ilya did say he was going to come back around this time, so June, perfect for him. And obviously Justin Gaethje said himself when he was fighting me, he wants to beat me and then go on fight on the White House, and he's done it. You know what I mean? That's off to him. He said he was going to do that. That's a scrap. You know what I mean? They're going to come out and they're going to try and take each other's heads off, but everyone's already counting Gaethje out, and we've already learned you can't do that. I don't know, I've got a sneaky suspicion that Gaethje might pull off an upset here and surprise everyone. As you know, it's a fight. It's a fist fight. It can go either way. Anyone could beat anyone. In the White House, he's probably going to have a little bit more motivation to go out there and win because it's in front of his presidents in his home country. We'll have to see how that one plays out, because obviously it's big implications for the rest of the division. I'm obviously going to be watching that. I'll have my eye on that, but I'm going to be focused on whoever I get to fight next, and hopefully I'm going to find out the next few weeks when my next fight will be. And hopefully it's around that time. Hopefully it's around June, July.
When Max Holloway released his first statement after losing the BMF title at UFC 326 last weekend. Following consecutive BMF title fight wins, Holloway suffered a lopsided loss to Charles Oliveira, who dominated with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and relentless grappling pressure. In his initial comments post-UFC 326, Holloway admitted he still has ground to cover in reaching his objectives. He stated the highest peaks and deepest valleys defined Saturday night, which wasn't his evening. He apologized to family, friends, and supporters he disappointed, praised Oliveira's performance with complete respect, refused to make excuses, and emphasized his familiarity with the required work to return to his desired position. He concluded they're nowhere near finished and promised to see everyone at the summit. Paddy Pimblett delivered a shocking forecast for the upcoming battle between Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje. During a recent YouTube appearance, Pimblett expressed his perspective on the matchup, indicating Gaethje could achieve the upset victory over Topuria. He emphasized this fight marks Gaethje's last chance to secure UFC gold, potentially making the seasoned fighter exceptionally dangerous and driven entering the contest.
Former champion.
I'd love to fight Charles though. Everyone goes on about his grappling. Everyone thinks it's levels above man, and I know it isn't. If I fought Charles, we'd probably end up having a war on the feet. Charles' resume is heavy, like.
Regarding his own trajectory, Pimblett identified Charles Oliveira as his preferred next opponent. He added confidence that his grappling operates on a superior level compared to the former champion.
The whole fighter pay thing, it's like everyone wants to make more money when they do whatever they're doing. You know, I have a good relationship with the UFC, and I'm happy. I'm honored that they, you know, asked me to be on the White House card. It's going to be huge for me. It's going to go out there. Yeah, I'm going to make some money, whatever. But I'm going to go out there and build the Sugar brand. I want to go out there and put on a beautiful performance, knock people out, have people remember me. And, you know, hopefully that flows into making more money outside the UFC and different kinds of brands deals or doing well, you know, continues to grow. And, you know, you don't want to make enemies with the UFC. I don't understand how these, I don't get what people are doing. And I saw that Tom Aspinall signed with the Hearn dude. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't really know if that's a great idea either. You're going to have someone manage you that the data doesn't really like or something. That doesn't seem very smart, but I'm fucking, you know, I'm not that smart. But I just, you know, that's how I see it.
Sean O'Malley questions Tom Aspinall's decision to sign with Eddie Hearn. The UFC heavyweight champion recently became the first client of Hearn's Matchroom talent agency. On the Ariel Helwani show, O'Malley cautioned that partnering with Hearn, who maintains an ongoing dispute with Dana White, represents a questionable strategy that could damage Aspinall's UFC relationship.
Hey guys, rumors are true. I'm joining the Rusev-Carano MMA fight on Netflix. I'll be entering the cage against to fight Flip Lins from Brazil. MVP is the promoter, so who knows? Maybe this means I'm one step closer of knocking out Jake Paul too. But first thing first, catch me on Saturday, May 16 on Rusev-Carano. Live only on Netflix.
Ronda Rousey celebrates Most Valuable Promotions, signing Francis Ngannou as the main event for her MMA comeback while attacking her previous UFC employers. Since securing Gina Carano for a featherweight bout heading to Netflix on May 16th, the former UFC women's bantamweight champion consistently targets the organization that honored her with Hall of Fame induction in 2018. Her newest criticism emerged after MVP signed Ngannou to battle Felipe Lins following his PFL release, coinciding with the UFC's White House card announcement that received mixed responses. Rousey posted on X that Ngannou versus Lins joins Rousey versus Carano on Netflix May 16th, questioning how that compares as a stacked double main event. She attributed this success to prioritizing fighters and fans over shareholders at most valuable promotions, adding a postscript that the UFC's White House card disappoints. This week features Arman Tsarukyan facing former UFC flyweight Mohamed Mokaev in a high-profile grappling contest on Brazilian territory. Mokaev jumps nearly 2 weight classes to challenge the UFC lightweight contender on March 11th. Initially, Arman was booked against rival and former Ohio wrestling champion Giga Chikadze, but complications derailed the bout shortly after its reveal. The newly appointed ONE FC head explained the situation to Red Corner MMA, disclosing that Chikadze received a massive $2.6 million offer spanning 7 matches that would have established him as wrestling's highest-paid athlete, yet ultimately rejected the proposal.
Я до последнего, честно говоря, думал, что я смогу организовать с Пулосом схватку. Мое последнее предложение ему было $2,6 миллиона за 7 схваток. То есть я думаю, что это был самый большой в целом в истории борьбы контракт какой-то. И он, видимо, не поверил, что мы реально можем заплатить эти деньги. Он мне, грубо говоря, так и сказал, что я не верю, что вы мне столько дадите и так далее. Это суммы большие. И просто выложил анонс с Рафом. И говорит, ну, справедливости ради, эта схватка у них зародилась, как бы это противостояние. Да, мы хотели на волне хайпа побыстрее ее сделать, но не прям обидно. И мы начали в ускоренном формате искать новую замену ему. И я обзвонил, наверное, весь ростер UFC. Дело в том, что сейчас, в данный момент, у UFC после нашего турнира в Армении чуть поменялась политика, и они теперь не всем, действующим бойцам между собой разрешают выступать на хайп-файтинге.
Jorge Masvidal predicts a fight with Ilia Topuria could spell retirement for Justin Gaethje. On his latest Kill Cliff and the Kid podcast episode, Masvidal, who previously trained alongside Topuria, forecasted that Gaethje might absorb such punishment that it forces him into retirement afterward.
Gaethje didn't look bad in the fight, but he also didn't look phenomenal. I think Ilia does Gaethje even worse, you know?
And dude, honestly, that's fucking scary.
He doesn't even
I don't think
he doesn't. They're at another level.
Yeah.
I've trained with Ilia plenty since like his first UFC fight. I was calling him back then, this guy's gonna be champ. I'm telling you, he's gonna beat the fucking brakes. He retires Homer Simpson that day on the fucking cake. He'll never come back into fighting that dude.
Fuck.
I mean, Homer Simpson's gonna fucking, he's not walking that out when alive.
Regarding recent developments, Masvidal addressed Chael Sonnen's comments about withdrawing from their grappling match scheduled for March 11th at the ONE FC event in Brazil. He responded that Sonnen should keep his focus sharp, emphasizing he supports his words with actions, doesn't fight for publicity, and ensures proper compensation. Conor McGregor maintains his preparation for competitive return. Fresh social media footage shows McGregor completing boxing sparring sessions and refining grappling techniques throughout his current training camp. Tom Aspinall surprisingly defended Jon Jones recently. Jones won't appear on the UFC White House card after negotiations collapsed, with the former champion reportedly demanding $30 million for the bout, an amount the UFC refused. During an Ariel Helwani interview, Aspinall, whose career stalled nearly a year awaiting a potential Jones fight, supported the longtime champion. Aspinall called it outrageous that the promotion won't meet Jones' financial demands, labeling it disrespectful toward one of the sport's biggest stars ever.
Wow. Well, my reaction to that, and this is going to probably be crazy to a lot of people listening, but why is the UFC not giving Jon the respect he deserves financially? That's crazy to me. If anyone should be getting paid a lot in this sport, it should be Jon Jones for the stuff that he's done. And that's me. That's me saying that.
Yeah.
After the history that I've had with Jon Jones.
Are you still not giving it to him?
Well, they offered him $30 million to fight me, so why have they not offered it again? I don't understand.
And you're probably a $25 million fighter.
I would hope so. But those guys who we're talking about, Conor McGregor and Jon Jones and guys like that, like they bring in those are the guys who brought in the revenue for over 10 years. They need to be getting paid what they deserve, in my opinion. I think the guys need to get their money ready for my fight. If we're talking about 25 million, I think
that was my idea.
25 million, because I'm ready to get that.
Tom Aspinall provided an encouraging medical update, reporting significant vision improvement following his latest procedure. The UFC heavyweight champion expressed optimism about his recovery and confidence in returning to competition during 2025.
Fight in 2026.
I hope so. I think so.
Are they giving you that indication?
They're giving me the indication that everything's going in the right direction and improving fast. So there was a time when, things were all up in the air because we had some complications with it, but everything now is moving good, and I'm feeling a lot better. So
was there a point where you thought this might be it, that you'd maybe never fight again?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Was that terrifying?
I just thought, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? Because you got to remember, mate, like I've been involved in martial arts since I was 8 years old. I'm about to be 33 next month without being able to do any kind of martial arts. No, I'm not even talking about competing. Like at some points they were talking about potentially me not being able to train martial arts. So, but that's all in the past, mate. So I am out the little dark patch, and we're moving towards the light. So I'm absolutely buzzing.
Jon Jones officially ended the back and forth with UFC CEO Dana White. The former two-division champion publicly requested his release in an extensive Monday social media statement after White's dismissive remarks about Jones' absence from the UFC's June 14th White House event. He addressed White's weekend comments about his card exclusion, clarifying they were actively negotiating for that fight with real discussions where he reduced his initial asking price but received a lowball counteroffer. He questioned the logic that accepting inadequate payment would suddenly resolve his painful hip arthritis and secure his White House card placement. He detailed receiving stem cell treatment last week in White House card preparation with training camp scheduled to begin that day. While understanding business deals sometimes fail, he criticized public misinformation as inappropriate given his UFC contributions, including years of service, title defenses, and memorable fights. He found White's dismissive tone disappointing, especially since UFC personnel called Friday attempting to secure him for the White House card at significantly reduced compensation. He respectfully requested immediate contract release if the UFC truly considers him finished, demanding no more manipulation or games while thanking genuine supporters who understand the situation.
Number 2 meme was posted by Robert.
The internet's top 3 memes include number 3, posted by No Context Ariel Helwani, and number 1, shared by Cage Culture.